All right, I'm getting a little bit of a camera issue here. We'll jump over to here. Welcome back, everybody, to the Collecting Brothers. My name is John. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We're taking a look at the Cosmic Legions from Four Horsemen Studios, and we're going to see if we can do a little bit of a tier list. So we'll see how it goes. I got all the figures that have been released, including the ones that just got released over at Legions Con. Right, the experiments there, AA23, I think. I'm not quite sure, but we'll take a look at all of them. Now, I guess I don't have those in hand. I have all the way up through Heavy Gunner. Those are the two that I don't, but where they are reusing a lot of parts, it'll be good. We basically know what these figures. I mean, when the Heavy Gunner was announced, we were able to make a Heavy Gunner. All the parts that were being used, and that's one thing I do love about Mythic Legions. Man, it's just popping and swapping, right? Making those changes, making those moves. I think it's a fun time. I don't want to see what's going on with my camera here. Give me a second. Not sure. All right, we'll just stay with this then, because it's working. So, all right. So here we go. We're gonna start with our big boy. The biggest one we have here is Slug. Slog is one of my is my favorite Cosmic Legions. I'll be honest. Yeah, he doesn't have the articulation that you may want from a figure, but he makes up for it in sculpt, in details, and paints, and also like attitude. Man, I love High Warden Slog, just of how big of a character he is. Big old meatball scale is what they're calling it, I guess. I don't know. But we'll start with Big Boy Slog. If I'm not being biased, and you guys can let me know down below, what do you guys think? Is the Slog S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier? D, of course, being the lowest, S being the highest for Slog. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of articulation, like I said earlier, but he makes up for it in paint apps, in sculpt. And I'm not going to try and be biased, but I think he's probably A tier. His currently in the line, his pop and swap ability isn't quite there yet. There's been some great customs and creations that people have done just from the Mythic Legions community, where they've kind of done a Targaryen, one of those little water bears. They've done, I think I saw an elephant. So there is potential, right? But nothing from the Four Horsemen directly. Let me know, guys. Do you guys think his Slog too high, too low? What do you guys think? I think he's A tier, man. He's a standout. He's a cool character, like the lore behind him as well. And we're gonna try and look at all of those aspects in regards to ranking these friends. All right, let's go next up here. Let's give it to another big boy. Kragnar. Where does Kragnar go? We're going to take care of Kragnar here. Kragnar's fun. Kragnar is fun. Okay. He's part of Gravering. he's just in that wrestling ring, that arena, prison cell sort of thing, right? But he is a big boy. Hmm. I love the forearms and the way they did it on the forearms, on the back parts of him, and then you can still get some great articulation out of him. And the paint apps on Kragnar, a lot better than Scourge. Personally, I think they really knocked it out of the park with the paint apps on Kragnar here, or Crag, I guess is his actual name, or the name he goes by. What do you guys think? I'm thinking B, man. Yes, he's a big guy. You know what? No, he's a tier, man. He's with Slog because one, he has better articulation, right? You got the double elbows. Sorry, not the doubles. You got the elbows, the knees, ankles. You got the waist, and the forearms, man. Just is a really make it really really fun. You really leaning into that cosmic side of things. I think that's a solid A figure. And the paint apps, I'm telling you, the paint apps on this thing, one of the best. One of the best from this line here. Just really adds a lot of believability. Yeah. We're gonna leave Kragnar here. Crag at A tier. A tier. A tier. Now, before we continue, I do want to say that I love all of these figures. I love them all equally. But we're just gonna try to see, try and be as objective as we can be, as much as we love the characters and love a figure. We're going to go based off of articulation, paint apps, pop and swap ability, and a little bit of that lore, too. We'll get into some of that lore. All right, let's keep going here. Who can we do next? We're kind of starting off with the first wave of Cosmic here, where they came out with Valkatar Book 1. Let's do Oleg Thygar, the main protagonist from that story. Hopefully my volume's good. I didn't check on that, but I think I'm good. Let me know down below if I'm too quiet, too loud, and I can adjust. But let's jump over to Oleg Thygard. And we'll do the Grave Ring version of him. And you know what? He's a standout. And I think a lot of people now are taking a second look at Oleg with the Ninian Warrior that came out recently. From Legion's Con. It was the surprise drop that they did. That Ninian warrior is infantry. Sorry, Ninian infantry is using a lot of the Oleg parts. Right, that snake body is mostly Oleg, in a different paint ops. So I don't know. I think it's a great little reptilian look, scaly look, and an alien look. I had some troubles with this figure in regards to pop and swap ability. For whatever reason, I was able to get it apart, right? When you put enough heat onto it, I was able to get it apart. But with the parts, I was noticing that some of the parts were didn't fit other figures. So the legs, the leg peg, the leg hole didn't fit another, a sentry officer. I wish I had them right now here, but it didn't quite fit. So I was kind of curious as what's actually going on there. Maybe mine got warped. That could be the case. Mine could have gotten warped, for sure. But I was curious as to what was going on there. Yeah, I don't know. Something just seemed a little off with that figure's joints and peg holes. But that could have been just my figure. Of course, that could have been just my figure. All right, we got a friend here, James. James is here. Welcome, James, to the Collecting Brothers. We're just taking a look at these Cosmic Legions. Now, he's saying, let's actually pull up your chat real quick here. This is something done, but let's take a look here. I want to be able to try it out. I haven't been able to try out to pull up chats, but I want to try to do that now because our friend James is here. Let's try that. James. Hey, there he is. James is saying Slog is my favorite. Me too, James. Me too. I love Slog. Slog is the best meatball that could ever be. And again, a lot of his lore and attitude just exudes from him, just with his presence. I really do appreciate that. He's really cool. So thank you, James, for that one. Appreciate that. All right, let's keep going. So Oleg, again, mine I'm going to drop Oleg Thygar into B tier. Reason being is his pop and swap ability for me specifically was a little off. I'm not sure why the parts didn't fit. Maybe it was the other figure, I'm not sure. But from what I could tell, little bit of issues with his pants. The orange pants, that we all know. But great uppers, great legs. I love the alien vibe on him. His face is amazing. Paint apps look great. We got a little gradient on the chest. His back pieces look great as well. So I'm going to throw him into a B. Not a bad figure, but I had a little bit of issues. All right, let's keep it going. Next up, let's keep going with Oleg Thygar in the Valkatar outfit. So that's his main space suit here. I dig this, man. When I saw this and got it in hand, major Promethean vibes. Ridley Scott's Promethean vibes, right? The Alien movie, and just the color scheme with the orange and the blacks and the orange tubing, right? The orange highlight of the figure that ran through the whole figure. I love this look, and that's probably because I am a little more biased towards enjoying the movie Prometheus. Let me know down below if you guys were also fans of Prometheus. Probably not a lot of us, but that's all right. We'll be here. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this figure by itself. I love the parts that you're getting on him. I love the look. I love the big old dome helmet, man, with the extra neck piece that you get. I think it just adds to that character, man. So I'm gonna throw him. I'm gonna throw him an A. And we might change some of these as we go down the line. Maybe Slog moves up to S tier. We'll see what other figures there are. Let's keep it going, though. But let me know, guys. Do you guys agree with me, disagree? Should we move some up? Should we move some down? Love to hear down below, and we'll get you highlighted here. All right, next up, let's take a look at a bug. We got the Sphexian Block Commander. Where is he at? Right here. Oops. So we got the Sphexian Block Commander. Love these bugs, dude. These bugs were just kind of not necessarily what you expect when you see a sci-fi line. But when you really think about it, bugs have always been there, right? Starship Troopers, Ender's Game. We could go on, right? The Sphexians, man, are such a fun race. And I think they did a great job reusing kind of their buck that they were doing, kind of the Tusk officer buck stuff. To get like a whole new character, right? We got the, what is it? So you got a whole new back piece with this Sphexian, a whole new back piece, and the paint apps on this one too. You get a little bit of pearlescent going on. I love that pearlescent, and especially like in the little shoulder pads, the bicep pads. Like it just adds so much more to this character. And like bugs are shiny, right? Well, not all, but you do have a lot of bugs that are just shiny, and great sculpt too. Really give off good bug vibes. The mandibles that come out nice and big. The extra little arms that you get for the bug stuff. The little bug tail too. I love that little fat little bug tail that you come with here. So I think it is fun. My issue though with it, maybe you guys had the same issue as well. The smaller arms, man, it was impossible to get those pegged in. Ported into their hole, man. It was so hard. I mean, I was hitting the hole with heat. I was hitting the peg with heat. Like I was just trying all sorts of different things. Could not get it in, and it took me a minute, but I was eventually able to get them in. It was just a chore, right? I wasn't expecting that chore for it, and it could have been some paint that had like solidified in the hole. So you kind of had to rub that out to get get a better fit, but it was a tough squeeze for sure. We got another friend here. Let's get you highlighted. Oops. 1 second, sorry. We got Seth here. What's Seth saying? He's saying bare body Thygar is my fave. He's good, man. I agree with you, man. We could bump him up here. I agree with you. He is a solid figure. I enjoy all these figures, by the way. I think they're all great. I just had that issue with the compatibility with other lines. With other figures, right? The pants just weren't swapping correctly. I don't know what it was. Again, it could have been mine, but I didn't quite have the best experience with that because of that. I was kind of disappointed. But yeah, all right. So Sphexian, I want to keep him at B here because of that pegging issue, porting in those arms. It was just tough, man. It was tough and didn't make for a good time. I'll be honest, did not make for a good time. All right. Oops. Okay. And let's keep going. Let's go to our next one here. Our next friend is going to be the Sphexian Prison Guard. Block Commander, he is an unmasked bug with the Sphexian Prison Guard. Where is he at? He's right here. You get a cool bug helmet, right? A helmeted bug looking so much like a bug, right? Because you got that pearlescent, you got that shininess. Oh man, I didn't even talk about the wings with the Sphexian Block Commander. Those wings are great. I love the translucency on those and the veining, or like the the little parts that come out of it. But I understand it. They went with a choice with the wings to not have them independently articulated. I understand maybe it was a cost issue, maybe it was a sculpting thing. I'm not upset about it, but I would have liked 4 bug wings instead of the 2 double layered bug wings. Just so you can have like that up and down look, which the flying look a little bit better. I'm not upset with them. It's just something that maybe could have made this figure kind of top tier for me. If not for you, that's fine. So it is what it is. Let's take a look here. We got Seth saying something else here. What you got for us, Seth? Seth saying, I put my mythic gear on him and he's an easy demon. Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, dude, the eye, the little center eyes too as well. Dang, I didn't even think about that. I'll have to actually try that. Get a nice little demon going. Seth, I like that. And I also like that you're playing with your toys and jumping over to the mythic line. I love when we can cross-pollinate. That's a good idea, man. I do like that demon. And he even has those like little tendrils, little hair, little head things that really give him that demon look. I'd love to see a picture of that, Seth. Your amateur hour, I'll check you out, man. I'd love to see you post a picture of that. That looks cool. That sounds cool. All right, let's keep going here. All right. The Sphexian Block Commander. I'm gonna throw him in B with the Prison Guard with the Block Commander because of that. Again, it was so hard to get those arms in, man. I don't know. Maybe I was doing it wrong. But it was pretty tough to get those in. So we'll keep it going though. We'll keep it going. Who we got next? We got the Tusk Engineer. This is their first female in the Cosmic line, so that 2.0 body, and kind of just went nice plain Jane, kind of all flat black, cool chest piece. Love that chest piece with the blast of red on that helmet as well. In the center, looking cool, dude. I like this figure. The Tusk Engineer, man. It's that female body, so you get variation in sizes that's what Cosmic is all about, right? You got a meatball, you got a Kragnar, right? He's an ogre. You got your 1.0. You got bugs, which are just built off of the 1.0 bodies with like different accessories. Yeah, dude, and to get a female in here and to get some more variety in size, I'm gonna throw her up at A. I might be wrong. Let me know down below if you guys agree or disagree. But yeah, no, I think she is A tier, man. I like her aesthetic, the all black. It adds so much more potential, and then popping and swapping is a lot more easier because it's that black. Of course, everything goes with black. Seth's saying, yeah, I have one on Instagram. I'll give you a tag. Yeah, the Collecting Brothers, at the Collecting Brothers. I want to check that out, dude. Thank you, man. I love seeing all that cool creativity that the Mythic Legions community has, because we got a lot of it, and that's for sure. All right, let's keep going here. I'm already starting to make some. I think I want to make some changes. We'll see. We'll keep going. Next up, let's jump over to the Tusk Science Officer. All right, we got the Tusk Science Officer. We'll do the Tusk Sentry after that with Vorga. Oops, let's get Vorga there, and then the Zirian Spire, just so you guys get a little taste of what's coming. Yeah, so we'll do the Science Officer. With the Tusk, guys, we're getting that base body, right? We're getting that base body. It's that 1.0 body for Cosmic. We got swap out hands, different helmets were introduced on this one as well. And I don't know. The white is nice, and it's my brother Josh said he got one that was a little bit pearlescent. If I can remember correctly, I'm pretty sure mine was just a flat white, but I could be wrong. I'll have to take a look at him here. And the white and blue, great color. Great color. But outside of that, we're not getting anything more. So I am going to drop the Science Officer. And again, I could be wrong. But, the pop and swap ability is nice as well with that white. White's a little bit harder to go with things. Black goes with everything. But I think the white with the Tusk Science Officer, I'm going to drop him to C tier. No. It's just, it's a white figure. You can do it right. I think it's just too much white on this one. But again, I enjoy all these figures, man. The white and blue with the blue accents work for it. That's just my take, though. I think a little too much white, personally. Maybe I'm not a fan of white. What do I know? All right, let's jump over to the Tusk Sentry. Tusk Sentry here. We are taking a look at the Sentry. Sentry's interesting. He is that gray. He is gray. He's that almost grayscale. But the gray just goes, again, it's like that color black. It's not white, but it's black. It's closer to black. I think it just goes with more. Things. It also opens it up to customizers. With it being kind of just that flat gray, almost test shot vibe of it, you can really put any color scheme on this figure and it will just, become that. It's with it being that gray color, it's also going to take color well. So when you're painting, you're not having to layer on so many layers like if you did with black or with a white figure. With that gray, you can just build upon it and not have to worry about it. You can just kind of create your own creatures. That's how I see that gray. We got Seth saying, let's pull you up, Seth. The Tusk armor has a very Mass Effect aesthetic. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with that, man. That Shepherd, that N7s kind of look, especially with the collar pieces too. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you for sure. Okay, thank you, Seth. Thanks for being here too, man. I really appreciate it. Checking out this little video. All right. So, sorry, the Sentry. I'm going to have to give it to the Sentry. Now, you guys might think I'm nuts here, but I'm giving it the Sentry B tier. You know what? No. I think A tier. I think he's an A tier figure. Or they are an A tier figure because of that potential. Not so much potential. You're kind of locked into that white, especially if it's a pearlescent white. You're kind of locked into that. This gray just offers such a good base to explore and get into and do more with the Cosmic. And I think that's one thing that the Horsemen and Eric Treadaway do is invite collectors not only to collect and appreciate the figures, but to start doing it themselves, to start painting, to start customizing. I think that's like a huge part of the Cabal, the Mythic Legions community, the Legions community, is that there's so many creative people, and these toys offer an opportunity for you to be creative and explore that creativity. Because like, there's stories of people out there, man, that collected these figures, never even thought of painting, haven't painted since grade school, and then all of it, they just get into it. So I'm gonna give the Tusk here, Tusk Sentry, an A tier because of that potential, and it's a great figure. Again, like Seth said, very Mass Effect feel. It's got that good sci-fi, that good space vibes. I agree with you, man. And again, a lot of potential in this figure to be something more. Okay. Next up, we're gonna talk Vorga. Vorga is fun, dude. Vorga is so much fun. She's given that what's her name? Gina Carano from The Mandalorian. Just giving those vibes, right? Kind of a just bigger chick. She's here to party. She's here to take care of business. She got a big old gun as well. She's not getting one of those normal rifles or pistols. She gets a backpack with her as well. Dare I say it? That's an S tier figure. Dare I say that's an S tier figure? I think so. Man. Again, jumping away from like a normal female aesthetic, getting a nice bulky chick, a thick chick, and here to party, dude. She's I love her aesthetic too, like that. The paint apps on her shoulder pauldrons are amazing. Her skirt piece, the weapon is so much fun with the chain belt, dude. The belt that's a chain for her weapon. I love that. Given a Baz, or no, what's the guy's name? You got Chirrut and Baze from Rogue One. Just big old boys. So I'm going to give Vorga that S tier. Also with her, a lot of interesting parts you're getting with her. So, yeah, I want to keep her together, but you could create different aesthetics with her across different lines. So I always say lines. I'm sorry, guys. Across different figures, I think. All right. We're almost done here with Valkatar Book 1. Last in the wave here that we're going to touch on is Zirian Spire. She introduces something that the other ones haven't, which is the soft goods. The soft goods, I think, are a lot of fun. And C. Jessim, that guy, does amazing work. They even have like a little vinyl print on, iron on something on the back of it that just gives it her clan tag or whatever, her clan symbol, her affiliation symbol. And it just, dude, it puts it over the top here. Really cool. And she comes loaded. The amount of weapons she came with, parts that she came with, it was nuts. She had her sniper rifle with the soft goods strap, which is amazing. She had 2 blaster pistols. And then she also had the Cosmarium hologram attachment, which, dude, those things are so much fun. I love those things. 2 heads as well. Love that with the removable mask, right? One to work with the mask. So another solid figure, dude. Ladies, take it. She's S tier. Man. Just a really cool, fun figure. And the soft goods, done so well. I could go on and on about the soft goods. Wired, everything you can want here on this figure. So I'll throw it up to Zirian for that S tier there. All right, that goes ahead and wraps up Havalkatar Book 1. Let's jump over to Havalkatar Book 2, which is the Grave Knight. Grave Knight was like an arena, 2-man enter, 1-man leave, right? From Mad Max. So let's take a look here. First up, Ace. Then we'll talk about Canox Full. We'll talk about Imbira and Novian Lean. Oh, and don't forget Sligor, or the Tusk Gravekeeper. Okay, so here we got our lineup for Havalkatar Book 2, Grave Knight. Talk about Ace. This one's easy, man. That's an A tier figure here. Ace is to get a gray To get a gray alien, dude, I love it. And I love that they also mixed it with like a tall white type of alien, to get that nice lankier body. It's not like a little shorty guy. We'll be getting those later, don't worry. To get that tall, slender look with that big bulbous eyes, the classic gray alien. I love it, dude. And again, adding variation to the line. Not that it needs it, but much appreciated in regards to getting these figures all set up here. Yeah, so that's an easy one, man. AS is fun. Love the gray alien look for our friend here. Next, Canoxville. Canox. I don't know, man. I'm throwing him to C tier. Again, I love all these figures. The reason I'm putting him into C tier is that, and this is nothing like, no shade on Treadaway. It's just it doesn't vibe really well. Like, the parts, very interesting use on the neck piece, on how to get that neck piece on there, and to create a different aesthetic on him. I just feel like some of the parts a little not cosmic. Yes, he is a cyborg. Yes, he's like some type of experiment. If you have this figure, maybe again it might just be my case, but those tubes are so hard to put in and stay in. And he's got a lot of tubes. He's also very sharp and pokey. And I do love the chicken leg that he comes with. That little robot chicken leg. That's a great part to add to the library. I tried popping mine off and it would not come off. I'll have to hit it again with some maybe hair dryer again. I understand the cyborg. I understand the story behind him, right? It was an old drawing of Treadaway. Just kind of a left field hit for me on this one. Not really my aesthetic. But that's okay. That doesn't mean it's bad, right? That just means it's not for me. I hardly pick up Canucks to play with him. I did kind of mess with him around when I got Frankenstein, just to kind of see like scale wise how they did together and what we could change. I did want to create like a Frankenstein / Canoxville cross, like pop and swap, like just to kind of create that cyborg Frankenstein. I think that would be a fun aesthetic in regards to that. I don't know. This is just me, friends. Let me know down below how wrong I am. Let me know. All right, let's keep it going here. We got Mbira. Mbira's here. What's she doing? She's looking cool. She's freaking Scorpion, dude. We're going to drop her in B tier. Very specific in her look. It's a cool look. I love her feet. Don't get in any ideas. The two pronged, right? The pointy with the back toe. Love that, dude. And then the translucency, kind of like the overspray on her arms and the head is really, really fun. But it's kind of a little bit bulkier. It is a little bit bulkier, but I don't know. I enjoy her. She's a cool figure. Love her parts that we're getting on here. But just maybe not for me. I'm throwing it in B tier. All right. Let's get to it, friends. You already know. We got our boy Novian Lean. Novian is my second favorite Cosmic Legions. Behind Slog, of course. Slog's number one for me. And you see here I didn't put Slog in S tier. I understand his limitations. But we got Novian Lean here. He's part of the Bleeders Guild. And, dude, this guy is just the best. We already know, guys. Come on. That's an S tier figure. He is so much fun to play with. The introduction of, like, clothing, clothing uppers. Love that, dude. Oh, my goodness. He has so much versatility, too. The gauntlets, like the little gloves that he has with, like, the pirate, very, very pirate-ish, which I think the Four Horsemen are going to go there. If you guys saw recently with the Legion's Con, they started to expand the world of Mythos, right? Mythos was this island, and they showed off, and they said that they're going to also just blow it up, just make it huge. And we're going to go into different realms, different worlds. It's going to be so much fun, I think. And I think we're going to get some pirates here soon. I'll be honest. I think pirates are coming. Like, look at Jacob Marley parts, look at Frankenstein parts, and look at Novian leads, and what's that character's name? I'll have to find that. Let's take a look here. James is saying my second favorite too. Right, dude? Novian's the best. Just has that cool bounty hunter vibes. A lot of great potential in popping and swapping, not only within Cosmic, but also in Mythics as well. I agree, dude. It's a lot of fun for sure on Novian lead. One of the better ones. Top tier. Yeah, I go Slog and then Novian. That's cool, James. We're kind of synced up there. Hold on, let me get that character's name. Oh, Kern Ray, dude. Kern Ray. That one's from the book 1 Thraxion page there. Our book. Sorry, Oxcrew book 1 Thraxion wave. Yeah, no, dude, that one's gonna be fun. Kern Ray, the boots on that. And they're already starting to use those on some of the mythic figures. So I love that crossover that we get here. All right, let's take it back here. Novian Lean, easy friends, easy pick for book for S tier. Last up from the Grave Knight wave book 2 of Alcantara is our boy Sligo Riz. This figure's fun, dude. A lot of pieces came into this. You know, this figure came fully loaded. Different shield pieces, armor pieces, helmet pieces. You got a beautiful head sculpt as well on this figure. I'm throwing him into A tier, man. Sligo is a lot of fun. A lot of fun, I'm telling you guys. He is like that whole chest piece too. That front piece is one that we'll see here used differently. But dude, the way it works, it doesn't hinder anything. It's bulky, but it's like cutaway here at the shoulders, and there's barely any on the back. So it's not like this big chunky thing. It's just this nice, cool extra girth that you get on the front of him. And yeah, dude, Sligo is fun. The tubes that you get with him are great as well. And where you have the unmasked version, and you know you can army build it as well as some of the Grave Knight keepers, right? They're the ones making sure all the prisoners are fighting, no one's getting out, no one's escaping. I love that you could have a commander with some troops, the Sphexians, right? You have the block commander, and you have the prison guard. So it's a good figure, man, and it comes loaded in regards to like stuff that they have in its stuff that's packed in. Excuse me, stuff that's packed in. All right, we're halfway done here, friends. We got all of book 1 and book 2 of Alcatar all tiered out. Let's jump over to Outpost Axis. This was the third wave of Cosmic Legions, and some heavy hitters here. I think one that's definitely a standout. Let's get them organized, though. We got our boy Altar, Clovius. We have Kalen Shun. We got Operative 83. We got the Sphexian Mine Worker. And finally, we have our boy Scourge. Scourge is fun, dude. I did a little bit of like a lore video on him on our channel. It didn't go the way I wanted to, but it was still fun just to kind of talk the lore. I love talking lore. The cool thing about Outpost Axis here is that all these characters' lore stories are interconnected. I think that is so much fun that they did that. Like each one of them shows up in each other's stories. Not all of them, but like one leads into the other, to the other, to the other. And in the story for Scourge, Scourge, he's hunting down Operative 83 because he stole something. So in my little lore video, I did a little play motion, or not even play motion, just kind of like a little slideshow of the lore there. All right, let's get into it. Outpost Axis. We got Altar Clovius, another tall gray. He's more of a, like a, a mage or a wise man, kind of like a roamer. I like the aesthetic, dude. These soft goods are amazing. I love that they're two different textiles, two different textures, just to create that depth, to create more nuance to it. It is great. I love these grays, and I cannot wait for them to do more in different versions like this, right? A simple two soft goods and repaint the head. You have a completely different figure. That altar uses the same bottoms as, as a Aes, right? It's the same. It's the same stuff. So great to see them be able to create more aesthetics, more characters, and add more stuff to the library, man. I love his little tunic pieces and his robes here. And his robes, dude, wired, of course, but the hood is also wired. You can get it laying nice and perfect, dude. I'd really enjoy this figure. But where does it go? I mean, Aes is already A tier. Those soft goods, man. They are nice. I'm keeping them in A tier. They are nice, man. That one was my second standout from Outpost Axis. It was just I just wasn't prepared for the soft goods, man. They were lovely. They were so nice. They were so nice. All right, let's jump over to Kaylin Shun. Kaylin Shun. Let's see where she is. She's right here. Sorry. If you guys were at Legion's Con, or if you saw pictures from Legion's Con, there was Simple Tricks and Nonsense. Newt from their team actually cosplayed her, and that was cool to see. They did cool. Simple Tricks and Nonsense actually did a Novian, so it was Novian Lean and Kaylin running around, dude, on the con floor. Man, one of these years, me and my brother will have to go. It seems like such a good time, and just good vibes there, man. All right, sorry, Kaylin Shun. She's an interesting one because she is actually using some mythic parts. So mythic parts are coming over into the cosmic side of things, and not just like in head sculpts or anything like that, but actual, like, her breastplate is, part of Xylonia's flock, I believe, and her armored arm as well. If you take this little shoulder pauldron off of her, it's pretty obvious and plain to see that it is more of the mythic stuff. So it is hard, I think, for that bridge to happen with that type of armor. I think you can do it. I think you can pull it off for sure. I think that it can be done well and great, and I'm pretty sure there's customers out there that have done a really good job. But for me on this one, as soon as you pop that pauldron off, you kind of just took me out of it a little bit. And that's just me. That's just me. And I honestly like Kaylin Shun with her hood. Sorry, with her helmeted head, and then the soft goods. Her cape, hood, poncho is great. I love that. And she has a great skirt piece as well that goes along with that. A lot of fun to play around with. And again, getting another female into the line, you can swap her with like the black arm from the science officer. From the engineer. Dude, we're cooking here. I love it. So I'm going to throw Kaylin into B tier. Again, let me know down below if you disagree. We can have that discourse. I'm totally fine with that. This is just my call on it here. For me, the mythic parts just didn't quite make the jump. They're Neo from the Matrix, right? When he's told to jump, they went for it, but didn't quite land for me. And maybe it did for you. That's fine. We can still love these figures and still critique them, right? We still want them to be better. That is not like I'm hating them, All right, let's keep going here. Next one, Operative 83. Operative 83. This is a homage or tribute. That's what they call them. This is a tribute figure to a Motu figure, or Motu character, Masters of the Universe character, I believe. Manny Faces, something like that. Man-E Faces. I don't know how Motus work. I did not grow up watching Motu. I'm not a Motu fan. Not even toy-wise. That's just me. It's totally fine if you are. Ain't no shame in that, as Rango would say. Yeah, and he was cool. He has that big dome here. again, and I don't display him with that helmeted head, that knight head. It just throws me out. It pulls me out. I don't know why. It just does. It's just too knightish, for me. That's just me. We can disagree. He's part of the Bleeders Guild, and what's fun about him is that he's like a chameleon. He changes faces. So he came with 3 different heads that you could just pop. You can just use those for whatever display purposes you want. I think he's a fun figure there for sure. But we are just getting more of the Tusk stuff. It's really fun colors. I did take some photography of this figure, and it was tough with the colors just being so vibrant. I personally struggled with trying to get the right lighting for him to not oversaturate those colors, but still have them be represented well. All right, let's see what. Okay, we got to chat here, and I might take you up on this, brother. We got James here. James is saying, S tier, love the colors and the different head options. You are right, dude. Those colors are a lot of fun. Nothing in Cosmic has been the same like that. Nothing has been like that. And maybe I don't know if I think I need to get that Motu out of my head and just look at it objectively as a figure. It is a cool figure. And again, no other character in Cosmic has that vibe. And the head options are nice. I'll do you this, James. I'll do you this. We'll throw him up A tier. I'll throw him up A tier for you, brother. All right. Thank you, James. All right. Next up. This was my personal standout for me, was the Sphexian. Oh, I forgot to put the red jet. Sorry. The Sphexian mine worker, dude. Love this character. Love this vibe. The fact that he's an albino, or that pale white, because he's underground, just mining, looking for what's it called? Therixium. Let me see here. Give me 1 second, friends. I just want to get that right. Therixium. Thyrixium. Oh boy. Yeah, it's just the stuff that Slog needs to live and stuff. But yeah, the fact that he's out there mining, dude, I love that. And the paleness, the pink that they did for the mandibles, and they're I don't know, just old, and dude, this figure is beautiful. And the black tusk body, stand out, dude. Sorry, I'm throwing it up S tier. Yeah, that's an S tier figure, dude. The black tusk body, great for popping and swapping. You get the white Sphexian mine worker. I love that, dude. I was really digging that vibe when I first saw it, and in hand, it did not disappoint. There's also this beautiful pink pearlescent, just top layer of paint that just shimmers and brings out the liveness in that figure, dude. Just makes it so nice. And that stark contrast between the white and the black suit, it's beautiful, dude. I really enjoy this figure. He's one of my standouts, and also comes with the weapon that has the drill in front of it, right? I think that's so cool. All right, let's keep it going. We got our big boy Scourge. So he's a duoderm, but it is an homage to another Motu tribute to Whiplash. Yeah, it's a big boy, fun story. You get a dragon head on this, and as we all know from Legions Con, we are getting giant. I think it's like 6 feet long when you stretch it all the way out. But it's, the normal footprint's gonna be around 4 to 5 feet, 4.5 feet. Dragon to like kind of go along with this dragon humanoid. I thought it was a fun character. I was a little underwhelmed with the paint. I feel like it was just kind of a little more plain and straightforward. When you look at Crag, you get beautiful paintwork there. We didn't quite get that with Scourge. And personally, for me, I don't display my Scourge with a dragon head. I do display him with the duoderm head. That's just what I like. I actually have 2 Scourges because I wanted to get a green duoderm to go with my Crag orange duoderm with the forearms. I love those forearms, dude. And Scourge also does come with the little back cover pieces for those holes, which is nice. Crag also came with those as well. But for me, though, I'm going to throw him B tier. Where I have Crag at A tier, this is not. It's the paint, man. I was kind of bummed about the paint. I also don't like the soft goods on this one. It's like this little single, it's like that fur material that has, but there's no backing to it, so it generally curls and flakes off. But a fun dragon. It is still a fun dragon. I will give you that. And dude, did you see Dork Layers? Like custom that he did of this? He took Kragnar or Scourge and did like this like dragon mage. She has like this hood, beautiful pop and swap he did, dude. So shout out Bill from Dorklayer. Check out his Scourge custom. It is beautiful. Dorklayer on Instagram and Dorklayer here on you guys know on YouTube. If you don't, Bill's the best, man. He's one of the greatest. He sacrificed his hands for his latest video, man. He was out there just popping and swapping. All right, last up, the Red Jet. S tier. That's an S tier figure. Amazing metallic, shiny paint on him, dude. Amazing paint on this figure. And great reuse, which is what the name of the game is here with Mythic Legions, man. Amazing reuse in this figure. I love this, and the story too with the pilots, the Red Jets out there crushing it, being the top tier pilots, right? This is your interceptors, your TIE interceptors, your TIE pilots. I love this, man, and with the tubing, so you get a little bit of that TIE pilot vibe. That's one of my favorite figures from Cosmic for sure, man. All right, let's keep it going here. Next up, we're gonna go Waltor. Oh, sorry, that wraps up the Apos Axis. So that's all the waves that have been released. Next up we're going to go into the Oxru Book 1, Book 2, but we do have some special releases that have been done while we're waiting for those. First up was Waltor, and then we had announced Fisher Rice. He is currently not out there, so I actually put Heavy Gunner next, and people do have these two in hand, so we're going to leave them up there. All right, so last up, Walter. Man, Walter's going A tier. He's going A tier. Great tusk, orange suit. Love that orange suit. And of course, this is a tribute to Walter Hagen, one of the main community members in the Cabal. He operates those pages, and just from what I've heard, I've never met him or talked to him, but he sounds like a really cool dude. And yeah, I'm going to give it to Walter as an A tier. This was also my first Cosmic that I picked up, and it does have a special place in it. And the paint apps are nice on this. It's not like the Sentry here. It has like some scuffing, and the Skelly head, love. I want to melt one of these plastic domes, just like melt a hole into it. Like, that's how he died, and just have him hanging out, floating in space. Like, it's just so much possibility, so much storytelling you can tell with just a simple tusk body. So I'm going to give Walter the Mad an AT there. Next up, we got the Heavy Gunner. Heavy Gunner is so much fun, guys. It was fun when they announced this. Again, I was able to build him because if you had Sligar, if you had Novian, you could create this figure. And great. And this was the helmeting piece here. They're a little finicky to get on. but love the design of creating a visor, a black visor on that here. This is another A tier figure as well. Yes, it is reuse, but guys, this is Cosmic Legion. This is Four Horsemen. Like, that's not a negative. That's not a bad thing. They're going to be doing that, and it allows for just amazingly redone figures that take the figure in a whole different way. The paint apps on this figure too are amazing. The orange brownie parts, they're like a leather look to them. I don't know how they pulled that off, dude, but those paint apps look like leather. It's nuts. They're done so well. And again, adding that green and orange, which is an aesthetic they're going to continue with some of these other releases that I enjoy. It works with a lot of other characters as well. All right, next up we got the Tusk Experiments AA20 and CC24. These also have a tribute to Pablo, who's kind of like their production manager. No, not production, like their shipping. They're their warehouse manager, I think is what they are. They should always show up at for a Horseman O'Clock. These guys, again, a lot of reuse, man. I don't have these. I haven't played with these in hand. So far, I have all of these up here, but I do not have these. I did order them on Big Bad Toy Store. Got them pre-ordered there. And when they get here, it'll be so much fun because they come with a plethora of accessories and extra parts to create anything you want to. So where I don't have them, looking at them through just the picture, AA20 is a B tier. I love them, but it just doesn't have the color pops for me. And I'm really not digging the vampire head. Sorry. CT24. Again, I'm throwing them B tier. Just kind of base figures. I love them. You know what? But they both add so much to the line. And there's so much custom pop and swap ability. Let's actually bring them up to A tier, dude. Now, these are going to be great figures, I think. Oh, where did I put them? Right here. Yeah, these are going to be great figures. And I bet some of you guys might have them if you guys were at Legion's Con. Let me know down below. Do you guys enjoy this? From what I've seen on the reviews, man, they're a lot of fun. They are a lot of fun. Last up, one that we should be getting shipping notifications by Thanksgiving, and then still available. Check out One Stop Toy Shop if you guys want to do a pre-order with them. For these is part of the retailer exclusive wave. So this is Fisher Rice, which is a tribute to an old Fisher Price figure. They're like the explorers or the adventurers. It is part of the Shadow Circle team, and this is also technically an army builder. But again, those black parts, this is an A tier, man. Those black parts, again, I don't have them yet. Nobody does. Hopefully nobody does. I don't know. Sorry. But yeah, no, this is a great figure. We've seen some of the, we've seen these parts, but they're in black. I don't know. Maybe I just like black. It speaks to me. I enjoy a good black figure because you can get those parts more easily swapped into different figures, creating more and more fun with these. And the aesthetic too is a lot of fun, dude. I love the tribute of it as well. And we'll see how many you guys get. All right, friends, that's going to go ahead and wrap up our tier list for today. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you. Let's say hi to say bye to the chat here. We got James, we got Seth. Thank you guys for commenting and participating in the conversation here. For all you lurkers out there, it's all right. We enjoy you being there. Say hi. Doesn't hurt to say hi. We enjoy you guys being here. Make sure you guys drop a like if you enjoyed our tier list here. And stay tuned. Every Saturday we drop our weekly toy news roundup. Be on the lookout for that. It's kind of our main thing. But I had a lot of fun making this. So thank you guys. If you guys agree with me, great. If you don't, let me know down below where you're like, John, that's wrong. Or no, John, this needs to be higher, right? Let me know what you guys think. And maybe my S tier figures here are just my personal favorites. Maybe they're yours too. But yeah, one last thing. If you guys want to keep the show going, our friend Highly Articulated on YouTube, Adam, is about to do his open late. Let's actually check that out here. I don't know if he's live just yet, but he should be going live at 9:35. I think he's what he did now. Let me see here. Give me one moment to check. You can't do raids in YouTube, right? But like if you're on Twitch, you can go ahead and like do a raid here. He's opening up a Monster Force Sleepwalker. This is from the Big Bad Toy Store Monkey Design figures. So he's going live at 9:35 today. I want everyone to, if you're here in the chat, let's head on over to highly articulated on YouTube here. We'll say what up to Adam, and we'll say John sent me. TCB John sent me. The Collecting Brothers John sent me. And that's Jean, friends. That's the French spelling. I don't know why I have a French name. I just do. I'm not even French. I don't even have French in my ancestry. So let's go head all over to highly articulated's channel. He's opening up a Monster Force Sleepwalker. Let's do a raid, not raid. But friends, thank you all for being here. Thank you for the support. If you enjoy it, again, like and subscribe our videos. And as always, friends, keep collecting, keep playing, and may the action for your gods smile upon you. Peace.